Hey there, beer folks. I'm getting ready to do the Sorachi Ace 2.0. I guess it's 2.0.1 now, because I was looking at Beersmith. I just got the new Beersmith mobile app and put it on cloud, and I was looking at it and saw that I basically had it formulated as an American Pale, and I really wanted it to be an American IPA. And as much as two-style has never been my founding tenet, it's not something that I base everything I do upon. This one, I'm hoping, will be as good as I envision it, in which case I'll probably put it in at least two competitions, wherein it's going to need to come close to the marks anyway. And I don't care really how it does, but it will, like I say, have to come close to the marks. So what I'm about to do here, and I'll switch the camera here so you can see, is hop schedule, which not a huge deal, but I also needed. Let's see if we can get where we can see that. I needed to add some color. Not a lot of color, but it was SRM around 4. And it needed to make like 6 to be style, so I went to 8. And all I'm adding is 1 pound of Crystal 40 or Caramel 40, whichever brand you got, whichever name it's using. But mine is Breeze. But and so I have to mill this, and then I also need to get my hop additions ready. I adjusted my hop additions a little bit, but that really, we hadn't talked about those yet anyway, so it wasn't that big a deal. But this pound of grain was definitely a change. And like I say, as much as I don't tend to brew for style, this one here, I'd like it to be to style when it's done, so I am adding this pound, and I'm hoping that it's not too ridiculously cold. I may even do the mash inside and the boil outside, because it was 70 the last 2 days. It is 40 today. The joys and excitements of living in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Okay, well, I'll get back to you as we move forward with this brew day. I'm not sure that the last bit recorded, so I'm going to start over. I'm about to do the hop additions, measure them out. But I have to make sure that all my hops are created equal, which they are not, which is not a huge deal. These are all Sorachi Ace, but those are all 12.6, and this one is 10.5 alpha. I'm just going to make sure this one is a late addition, not an early addition. I'm worried about the alpha more for bittering, and so I will use one of the ones that was 12.6. Because 12.6 is what I used in Beersmith to figure out my bittering. Had I used 10.5, I'd be fine, but I didn't. I used 12.6, so I'm going to use that. And I am going to, I need 1/4 of an ounce, and so I'm going to switch this to grams, actually, because then I can go to 7.1 and get 1/4 of a gram. Except, you're going to have to trust me on this, because I'm going to have to put the camera down, because I'm going to need both hands. Okay, we're going to. Okay, 7 grams. Ooh, 8 grams. The problem is it doesn't do pieces, so we have to. Okay, 7 grams. So this one will be the 0.75 edition. And in theory, whatever, 28 and 7 out of B, around 35. Oh, so we didn't have it on. So we're going to have to, we trust that. So where's the cover for this one? Because we're going to cover this. Okay, so we have all of our hop additions measured and good to go. There's actually a whole leaf hop that's going to be in the okay, we got to keep that separate from those. Are all Buggles and Nugget for a different beer. So let's put those in there. What I need to figure out is where I'm going to do this. I was going to do this over there on the porch, but like I said, it's chilly. And now both areas are trashed. I started not worrying about the porch because I was moving to the garage, and the garage is full of stuff, so I think we're going to move inside for the mash. This seems like as good a time as any to mention that the stout sparge was really tricky and close to stuck. And while this doesn't have quite all the stuff that the stout has in it, it does have a fair bit of rye, which can get a little gummy. And so I am going to add a pound of rice hulls to the mash tun. And I added those before I added the grist. So I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not. I suppose I could have if I'd opened the bucket before I did this, but since I didn't. And I have checked to make sure that we're turned off before we start. Now I'm just going to let this sit here because this is inside, so it's a little warmer. This cooler's been inside, so this cooler's not cold. And I'm going to go ahead and get the water on. Okay, it's a 75-minute mash. We are 73.5 minutes in or so. I'm about to start the Verloff here in just a second. Just as a quick note, I should mix in those rice hulls when I start, before I add the water, because the rice hulls all at the bottom made the initial mixing of the mash that didn't have balls in it was difficult, because it was all down at the bottom. And so would have been easier if that was mixed in. So next time we'll mix that in before we do that. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. We're going to the boil. We're starting to heat to the boil out in the backyard, but we didn't hit our target volume by a fair amount. We missed our target volume, but I'm not sure why that is. But I don't want to increase volume. I want to keep it at the gravity that it's at, because we're already just under 5 gallons and we haven't started the boil. But we'll try for a very light boil. You know, we'll still boil for 60 minutes, but we'll try to not be a vigorous rolling boil so we don't lose too much volume during the boil. And probably what we'll shoot for, more importantly, is we'll use this bad boy and we'll shoot for the correct OG. And when we get to the correct OG, we'll be happy. So we may have to be on our toes for the 15 and the 5-minute additions of hops. Puppy's not happy at the moment because the puppy's not out playing where the boil's going on. So, but what we're about to do here is I have my microplane. It's a very nice microplane, and a bowl here, and I'm going to get. I don't know whether I'm going to get an ounce. Somebody said, no way you'll get an ounce, but you probably shouldn't use an ounce. We're going to adjust the recipe to read whatever we end up with. We're gonna shoot for about 1.5 lemons worth and see what we get for ounces, and we'll go from there. I'll probably do it in grams because it's going to be light, so I'm not going to show the actual doing of it because again, I don't have my tripod, which means I'm holding this camera, which means it's hard to show. But it's a microplane and a lemon. It's not a ridiculously complicated process, but I do need both hands. Okay, by now we've all seen a lot of beers brewed, probably, and if this is your first one, I apologize for skipping over a few steps, but there are really good videos out there to catch those. So where we're at here is we've had our first hop addition, and we're past hop break, and so now we're just gonna let her go for the remainder of the first 45 minutes before the next hop addition. So she's going good, and I had said, well, seconds ago here on the video probably, but a little bit ago when I was trying to sort it out, because I started out with a little under volume. I want my hops to be right, so I'm going to run it to the hop schedule and see where it comes out. I'll adjust my mash efficiency numbers in future versions to try to get the volume up. Okay, just some quick notes here. We should be just about done bubbling. This is where it's at. It's only been a day now since the dry hop addition went in. It was just about done fermenting when the dry hop went in. We're probably at day 4, day 5. And so we put 2 ounces of the whole leaf Sorachi Ace in. And that's the dry hop. All the hops were Sorachi Ace. And so this is just kind of the wrap up piece for the Homebrew Wednesday, which will be posted on a Thursday. I know that shocks everybody. And we got all the stuff to do the next beer, and so I'll get that grist going pretty soon. I'm going to do my Thug Nugget next, and so I'm going to have another IPA right behind this one, but that's fine. I didn't end up at volume, I mean, it's not going to be terrible. The truth is this one's going to get kegged. I'm not going to bottle probably any of this. It's not going to sit in here for very long before it goes into the keg. So I'm not too worried about the volume other than not having the volume. Ooh, and we opened that up and it needs to be warmer apparently. So we're going to get this going. We didn't show a ton of the brewing, as you've noticed at this point, because this is the end of the video. We didn't show more of the hop additions, and I'll maybe put in the notes of the video the actual hop schedule for this one, but hopefully in about a week or two we'll do tasting notes on this version of the Sorachi Ace, and so that should just about wrap it up. By then I should be probably brewing back in the garage. The garage should be good to go by then. So cheers, 17.